Hello everyone, time for a stream. Looks like we've got some people in the house already. We've got with us Uncages, with us Ben's, with us Gary's, with us Ali Gary. Robert's with us, or he's going to come join in a little bit, so he says. Who else we got here? Right, we've got 8 people with us currently at the moment. What we're going to do today is work on the Extra Speed XS02. Now, we unboxed the truck yesterday and found out there's no instructions, which is a bit weird. I've since contacted my guy RC Martin, said awesome truck, love it, but there's no instructions, so can we sort of work together? Let's see if we can get an online version of some instructions out there for those that don't know how to build kits. Now I've already gone ahead and put together the wheels and tyres. Focus camera, okay, sensational looking wheels, brilliant. Mike's with us. Hello Mike, how's things mate? Alright, wicked, yep, good. So I've put together the wheels and tyres. They're really simple. I am doing small video clips of each little step that I'm going to put into a video that is essentially going to be your online instruction guide as to how to build this truck. Now, what we're doing today is we're going to see if we can figure out how it all goes together. Dumb as that sounds, it's a process of elimination. So each certain part, like we've got here, you can't quite see, rear differential, and there's a little bag of bolts that comes with it. Front differential, little bag of bolts that comes with it. So the whole truck seems to be laid out in little bags and little parts of what goes with what. So we just have to figure out exactly what goes where and why, etc. and so on. And then what I'm going to do later is pull the whole thing apart and then film how it goes together in the shortest video I can, so that whoever buys one of these can just simply watch the video, play, pause, etc. To help them build the truck. So far you can see I've already got 3 shocks on the truck. Lovely. What we're going to do first up is I'm going to show you guys how the shocks go together. Pretty simple process, which is awesome. And then we're going to move on to the diffs next, which I think is going to be the only real curiosity point, basically. We just need to suss out exactly what bolts are for where, etc. and so on. Most of them, by looking at them, I can tell where they go, which is good, but we need to be sure. Alright, so I'm going to move my awesome handy dealies out of the way. And I'm going to get you in nice and close with the old close-up cam, because that's what we do. So we're going to switch to the close-up cam and we're going to look at the shocks. Alright, straight into it. So the shocks come in a bag. They're shocks. There's not too much to tell about that really. Okay, now you'll notice there's nothing in this end. That's the part we need to build. Let me just pull this piece apart so I can show you exactly how it goes. So in this particular bag with the shocks, you get another little bag with extra bits and pieces, and it's essentially full of these pieces. Alright, now I've obviously already used some to install what's there already. So this is the process. Okay, first we have one of these little ball ends. We take one of the little O-rings and we slide it over this ball end. This is easier if it's on the bolt. I should have done it like that first. Okay, and then we put our bolt through. So that's the first step. Go on camera, do your job. That's the first step. Then we're going to slide this through our shock. Okay, now we can sit that down and we can take our next little piece, which is just a little flat bushing, and we're going to take another O-ring, slide that over the bushing. Okay, and we're going to slide that over our bolt. You can see which way that's heading. Lovely. And then the last step is to put one of the spacers on there. Come on camera. Okay, put the spacer on there. Now we can bolt that straight to our chassis. Let me just aim her up a little bit and a bit that way. Right, so I'll bolt this the same spot I bolted the other one on the other side. It's recommended. Lovely. So where's everyone from? What are you all doing? Give it a like, give it a share and all those fun things. Alright, so make sure that's done up nice and tight. Lovely. So as far as the shocks go, you repeat that process 4 times and it's as simple as that to install them. Now, however, we're on to the fun part. Fun part being the rear diff first. The only real tricky part that I can see with figuring out is the let me set these links this way and this way. Is going to be figuring out which bolts are for what. So this is our stunning differential. Okay, now that's going to go up that way. That much we do know. I'll take that little. Oh no, I'll leave it there. Okie dokes. Actually, what I will do, I'll use my brains and I'll install the first half of the drive shaft. Now do me a favour if you can, let me know in the chat if we've got a big delay. John Davies has joined us. Hello John, how's things mate, alright? Let me know if there's much of a delay with the chat. We had a bit of a delay the other day, there's not much I can do about it. But let me know what it's like today if you could, that'd be excellent. So in here somewhere, here we are. In here somewhere we have our drive shafts. Okay, you can see them right there. It's a drive shaft, nice metal one. Now I'm going to install that this way. Hopefully, take out our grub screw. Now again, I'm going to be doing a full video on how to install everything on this truck. So if there's parts that you miss, watch the video. Simple as watch the video. Lovely. Then I'm going to slide the other end up and put that onto the transmissiones. So I need to take that other grub screw out. Lovely. I'm really excited to build this truck, if I'm honest. I know it's a bit of a pain in the butt, there's no instructions, but other than that, I'm pretty pumped to build this truck. Slide that on up there. Now hopefully, if I rotate that around, I can get to it from the top. That's what I want to do. I want to get to that from the top. Lovely. Drop that in there. Wicked. Rear drive shaft installed. Now, it's just fun and games with the links. Okay, so that one we don't need to worry about. We need this one and this one first. I'll do the tops first. Which apparently go in that way. Is one of these threaded? It doesn't look to be threaded. No, we've got a nut. Right, so if I look at, I know this is a bit of a shambles, but there's sort of not much I can do because there's no instructions, so I'm working on it as we go. But like I say, rest assured, I'll be doing a video to make all this a lot easier. So in that bag we have one massively long bolt. Now this long bolt is obviously for our top links. It goes through all the links and then there's a nut that goes on the other side. So I want to sit that in there. I want to try and get my links to slide in here. Come on. Feel free to start, Link. Why do you no start? Am I not holding my mouth right? Here we go. So that's got that one started. Now this one. Yoink. Michael's joined us. Hello, Michael. Dennis is with us. Hello, Dennis. Sorry for the silence, fellas. Concentrating and all that. You know how it is. I don't know if I'm making this harder for myself, having it upside down or what. Andrew's joined us. Hello, Andrew. Alright, on with the next one. Lovely. Lovely. Put the nut on the end. without dropping it. And then we can move on to looking at our bottom links. Now if we could just find the same thing I look for every time I build something in this garage. And is it a 2mm? It's a 2.5. 0.5 please sir. Okie dokes, hold that still with that. And then we'll do this one up. Wicked. So all going to plan. All going to plan now. All I have to do is install the shocks, install the links on the bottom, and that's what we would call Mickey Mouse. Alright. So as far as I can tell, that should go there. Have I got these the wrong way around? Maybe I've got these the wrong way around. Now the reason I'm looking at my old SCX10 is them there, is because it's very similar setup. They must be the top. No, they've got to be the bottom ones. Let me. There's not heaps of weight to it, Andrew, if I'm honest. We don't need instructions, we can just watch you do it. Yeah, this will be hilarious. Got them back to front, mate. Back to front. Also, how do you get the motor in it? Easy, mate. Easy. I've cocked up already. I have. I've cocked up already. I'm just not even thinking. To get the motor in it, you take the fake V8 off the front, which is 2 little bolts. And then you take off part of the rear bell housing, which I think there's about 3 bolts that you undo. I didn't think that looked right. Yeah. So that one. Come on. That one. And I want that one. I need to make sure I've got these links free for later. Right, get that in there. If I can hold my mouth right. Awesome. It's correct now. Come on, little nut. Start, please. Lovely. Lovely. I'm pretty pumped about building this truck, if I'm honest. Man, that the King Blackfoot body has been drowned in paint. No wonder why the details are looking too shallow. Poor old Dennis has been trying to strip paint off an old Tamiya body. It's taken him forever and a day. Right. So now we go that one there. So now, this is the part where we've got to figure out what bolts go to what for what. Okay. That one pokes way through. That one's not so far. Okay, so we've got 2 different size bolts here. Now this is part of the reason we're doing this, so that for anyone that gets stuck, they can watch this stream, have a laugh, and then actually figure out what they're doing. So, with the div, we've got 4 more bolts left, okay? What we need to do is we need the longer ones for the shocks, and the shorter ones are for the links. Right, so I line up my link. I know you guys can't see what the hell I'm doing. Line up my link. Put my bolt through from this side. Now, like I said, I will be doing videos on all this. Is that threaded straight away? It is threaded all the way through. And it's a 2mm. Right, so we get that started in there. That's enough. We will line up this link. Bit of a juggling act holding all this stuff sometimes. as I'm sure you guys know. I'm all twisty there. I don't like that. I'm all twisty sideways. Need to come up a bit, please. There we go. That's better. Right. And we'll do that bolt up and that'll have our link on. I know you guys can't see the hell I'm doing. Right, started in the thread the other side, wicket. Okay, and then the longer bolt, we'll go through our shock absorber. I'm assuming onto the outside of here. I'm assuming. I don't think it sits above it, because if it did, the other bolts would be the same length. That's what my guesstimate is. I'll soon know once it's all together, but this seems to make sense. Lovely. Okie dokes. Next one. So we need our short one. We'll get that started. You guys might be able to see this side a little bit better. We'll get this started in the bottom. Wicket. Put our link in. I sort of wish this hole on the outside wasn't threaded, because then I could just push the bolt through and it would hold everything. But because it's threaded, I sort of have to hold everything together like that so I don't move. There we go. Alright, so let me refresh the old Zoom Marino there. Did you open those diffs? Not yet, no, because I'm going to pull the whole thing apart anyway, Andrew, so I can do the filming. So I can film how this whole truck goes together, and I'll open the diffs when I do that. That, my friend, is my plan. Right, so long bolt through the shocker. Yoink. Hold my mouth right. Start that in there. Right, so far everything's going together pretty swimmingly. I mean, that looks pretty correct to me. Right, now what you can hear there is the little collar just touching the actual shock housing. The shocks themselves are pretty smooth. Now for the front. Anyone got any... Oh, Andrew asked about the motor. How do you get the motor in? I'll show you. Excuse me. So there's two little bolts on the front of this, well, towards the back of the V8. Alright, so if I hold my mouth right, I'll undo it. Two little bolts here. Come on. Come here. There we go. We undo these two little bolts and we can take this little fake motor off, which is awesome, and I'll tell you why. Because that means I can design whatever motor I want now to put on top, to put on the front of here. All it has to have, if I can hold this straight, all it has to have is those two mounting spots on the motor that I design, which is awesome. So two bolts holds the V8 on. Okay, that's obviously there for looks. Then you unbolt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts on top of the bell house here. Take that off, and then you can get to the motor holes on the other side to install your motor. Okay, so that's how you put a motor in this truck. Right, next, I'll sit those like that. Next, we're going for the front differential. There you go, installed. Lovely. Lol. So yes, don't stress too much if we go and install this stuff today and I balls it up here and now, because there's no instruction, so that's going to happen. Like I said, today's more so make sure I know how everything goes together, because I'm going to pull the whole thing apart, and then rebuild it whilst filming it, so that I can do my own little instruction manual for whoever out there buys the truck. Okie doke. So this is the bag of bolts we get with the front diff. Now some of them are the same again, they're obvious. The two top links, there should be the two same shock mounts, the two same bottom ones, and then we've got 4 smaller ones which will be for bolting the servo in. So that's pretty easy to figure out, which is good. Right. So we're going to perform the same bit of magicry. This is going to be even worse, because stuff and things in the way. Slide that in there. Slide that in there. Okay, we've got one in. Pop the next one in. Awesome. Put our little nut on here. That's going to be a very tight fit. Where's my little pliers? My little pliers. I'm just going to use this to get the nut started. Wicked. Awesome. So that's got our top links mounted. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to install my drive shaft. Here's hoping these drive shafts are the same length, or that I installed the correct one on the rear before, because I didn't even check. Dennis, you could also try Tamiya paint remover, mate. That's pretty good. Pretty potent, but pretty good. Right. Install this one. I just want to see the chassis together, if that makes sense. I want to see how she looks. And then once I've got it together, I can sort of start looking at the options as to how I'm going to mount the body, etc. Because I haven't even thought about that. I don't know if there's some form of mounting system for the body I'm using. Oh no. I'll undo the other bolts. I didn't think, people. I didn't think. When you don't think, you often make your own job harder than it needs to be. Who can guess what I did? I put those links together and then I didn't pull these out first. That's fine. Easy 2-second fix there. Lovely. Boink. So, what's everyone working on while you're watching, if you're working on something? Yoink. 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 I was wondering why my drive shafts were awfully close to my links. Because my links weren't where they're supposed to be. Right. So we've got that sitting there. Now we can put our lower links on, which are... what have I got left? These ones. Get that started. So once you figure out the little system behind actually how the bolts go, where they go, why they're bagged, how they're bagged, etc., it doesn't seem too bad. Right, I'm here. Had to get some domestic duties done, so it doesn't look like I was just sitting around all day watching YouTube streams. We're winning, Robert. We're winning. I mean, it's good. Now, even me looking at all these parts as I'm looking at them now, I know that when I go to film the video to show people how to build this truck, my little instructional video, I know it's not going to be too bad for me to film it. In you go. That shock's pushing that out, so I need to slide my shocker in before I do that up. There we go. That'll be in the video. John Davies, I've used oven cleaner to strip paint. I'd just try the Tamiya paint remover. Stuff's brilliant. Right. Now we're winning. Okie McDokey. Link. I'll start this one first. Move me steering out the way. Start the link bolt. Stop before it comes out the other side. Line up the link. Come on, line up link. There we are. And then continue to put it through. We're trying out some PLA. What's PLA Plus, John? Is that sort of some sort of extra strength PLA? Alright, that's got that. And then we're going to install our shocker. Now I've got a temporary servo to install just for the sake of it. I've got my old cross servo sitting here. Right, this one. Like, I'm probably making this look harder than it is. I'm sure if any of you guys get and build this kit, you'll enjoy it. It's once you, like I say, once you start, it's pretty simple. All you got to do is figure out exactly where the bolts go, which is not that bad anyway. It's pretty much a process of elimination. You look at a bolt, try it. If it doesn't work, well, you got it in the wrong spot. If it looks too short, it's in the wrong spot. Right, so that's got our front and rear diff installed. That's got our drive shafts installed. I mean, we're damn near set. Let's bang some wheels on. Why not? That's a nice looking bit of kit, I've got to say. It is bloody nice looking. Right, and for some reason there's a washer there. I think the hexes are made for the wheels, if that makes sense. Yes. Perhaps I'll put a washer. Yeah, I'll put the washer on and then I'll put the wheel nut on. So you can see that if you actually concentrate and do things properly, you can build this truck pretty damn quick. It's literally the body that's going to suck up all your time. Have you started or what, Bolt? Yes, it has. Stop dropping stuff, mate. That all feels pretty dang smooth. I've still got to attach my other end of my drive shaft yet. Remind me to do that, kids. I'll do that right now before I forget. Now this truck is built so that the front drive shaft goes one way and the rear drive shaft goes the other, to reduce torque twist, and that's one of the big selling points with this truck, I believe. Lovely. Make sure the axles are going the right way. That feels crazy smooth, man. Anyway, so we're winning. Sorry, I know I'm stuffing around here, but this is more of just a relaxed stream. We're just going to figure out how all this goes together. Right, smash a back wheel on it. This thing's going to have some clearance. Yoink. Grab another wheel. on there. Was that the washer I had? Apparently it was. On with that. What a pretty, pretty kit. Alright. Bolt this bad boy on. So as you can see, it's pretty easy. Like I say, it's just a matter of you suss out which bolt goes where. I'll be doing my little tutorial videos for those that don't build a lot of kits or haven't built any kits. I think it's important that they get those people get the help they need, so that when they buy their new truck, they don't go, well, this is shit, I can't build it. Shrew's just joined us. Hello, mate. How's things? All right. Right. I just pray that the interior I've got works with that transmission. I don't know if it will or not. I hope so. Anyway, I hope so. I may even have a look at that body this afternoon at building the bracing and stuff, so that I can essentially set the body together, because then I can sort of start planning everything out. That. Cooking dinner while tuning in. Did I miss anything important or fun? Well, it's always fun. I mean, come on, let's not kid ourselves here, Jay. As far as important goes, probably not. Everything I'm doing right now, I'm going to be redoing anyway, and filming it for a YouTube video to make it so that people out there that buy this truck need to stress zero about instructions, because I will do essentially video instructions. So I wanted to build the truck so that I knew exactly how it went together, and this way too I can show you guys that have already seen the unboxing what she looks like. So yes, I'm going to be refilming, like I say, pulling all this apart and refilming. I've already started. Marita's joined us. Hello, Marita. So I'm going to be refilming all of this stuff so that I can do my instructional video. But so far, pretty damn easy. Alright. I'll grab my mock-up servo. Yoink. Let's grab that wire up out of here. Which side? That's got to be for mock-up purposes. We'll do this as mock-up correctly as we can. I haven't been able to use that trans with the full interior yet. Uh-oh. I'll make something happen, man. If I have to, I will redesign this skid and this engine mount so that it drops the motor however much I need to, and I'll redesign another skid plate for underneath it. This truck's got massive clearance. I mean, you guys can see that. The clearance on this truck is crazy. I can afford to lose some for the scaleness of the truck. So that's what I'll look at next. If I can't use the full interior, etc. with this setup, I will drop the whole setup down. Basically, that's my plan. Right. So like I said, for mock-up purposes, I'm just gonna smash my old servo here in. Yoink. Yoink. So that's what our extra 4 little bolts here are for. Bolt in our servo. That's exactly what we need to do. Well, if that's what I have to do, mate, then I'll make it happen. Don't you worry. Sweet. I need to get rid of that that little bloody wire there, because I'm blocking myself. There we go. Stop dropping bolts. All part of the fun. I need washers on those. That's why I've got 4 washers. You dope. Okay, so there is 4 washers here. You use these 4 washers, as far as I can tell, when you're putting your servo in, so that there's plenty of room there. So it'll grab the actual servo. If you just use the bolts, it won't grab it. Top tip for free. Lovely. That's got it. Wicked. Dave's joined us. Hello, David. How's things, mate? All right? Yoink. Awesome. Winning. Wicked. Now, I was thinking I might unbox the Venture tomorrow morning, but I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, so that's not going to happen. I stick a little magnet on my drivers to hold the screws in place. Generally speaking, they normally stay there for me, Shroomster. Normally. There we are. Alright, servo's in. Easy. So far, I'm enjoying how easy all the install parts are for this truck. That'll go across there to our receiver box, which we're going to install those parts in a memento. But that's the... I'll put this motor back on, just because it looks pretty. Wicked. Yeah. Oh, I knew I was going to drop that one. This truck has got crazy amounts of clearance. I'm noticing that lately with the more and more trucks that are getting released. The clearance is just going through the roofs. Like you look at the Demons, they've got clearance for days. Look at this thing, it's got clearance for days. Right. So we've got a few spare little bolts there from the wheels. Other than that, we've used... Move that out of my way. Check that out, would you? The only noise I can hear is the shock collars rubbing on the shocks themselves. Which is not a pretty noise, but there's just not much you can do about that, I guess. There could be plastic ones. Other than that, bloody clearance for days. Where's my ruler? Ruler! Centre clearance is about 83 millimeters, 8.3 centimeters, which is however many inches. That's a lot of clearance. I really quite like that. And it seems smooth. There's like minimal play. Minimal play anywhere. Slight little bit of play in the link. But I mean, you have to have a little bit of play somewhere, otherwise everything's just going to break on you. Check that out. There you go. Finished. I'm joking. But it gives you a rough idea, doesn't it? I've no idea where the body mounts are. I'm just sort of plopping this on there. Ta-da! That, you're right, Mike, that transmission does sit up a bit. The biggest bonus is, it's not stupid wide. So if I can't use that Range Rover floor, I'm sure there's another option. I'm sure of it. What other pieces have we got? We've got our bumpers. We'll install those. And some bolts here. Okay, there for those bits. I've got to suss those out, yep. Okay, bumper pieces for one bumper. Alright. So, we have more side pieces. Now, there's quite a lot of bolts here. Bumper and bumper, we'll keep those with the bumper. Mr. Foster's joined us. Hello, Mr. Foster. How's things, mate? Okie doke. Now, as far as I can tell, looking at this piece, right, these two bolt to the side of the chassis. There's two holes here to bolt them to. And then these pieces bolt to those pieces. Let me triple, double, ultra check the thing. Yada yada yada. Where's my page? Extra speed. Let me look at their photos. I'm sure I'm correct with how they go. I just want to look at their photos to triple mega ultra check. Photos. It's good to see you boys in the comments giving each other advice. What part am I looking at? The side there. Yep, okie dokie. There's a lot of mounting options on these side bars. So I was correct in that these two pieces trying to do that without dropping all the bolts everywhere. These two pieces mount to the side of the chassis here. Okie dokes, that's easy. Now does that go that way or does that go that way? Let me check that. There's sort of no obvious jump out and grab your answer. Which is a pain in the bum. I reckon that goes that way. I hope that goes that way because that's what I'm saying I reckon it does. Right, so I'm going to use these 4 bolts. There's only 4 here, so there's only one way this can go. Oh, that's got to be up that way. Doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yes, mate, it does. That's got to be up that way. Okay. Okie dokes. So that goes like that. Sorry if this is boring, guys. I figured, you know what, we're gonna build the truck, so I might as well do a bit of a stream and you guys can have a look, see. That one goes in there. Lovely. Awesome. Harley's joined us. Hello Harley, how's things, mate? Alright? I'm making something look difficult. I assume they're on the correct way. I don't think it matters that much, if I'm honest. But we like to try and do things properly around here. Alright. That started. Get that started. Lovely. Alright, so these are our little electrics trays. Now I'm not going to put the electrics on yet because I've got to suss out how all the body's going to go and how all that's going to work with the body. Right, so the next pieces are these sliders and the electrics box. Not bad, mate. Got the day for work, so that's a bonus. Nice. This thing's looking pretty dang nice. Real dang nice, mate. I just need to suss out exactly where the sliders are supposed to go. I mean, you can adjust them, so that's up to you. But so now we look into these nuts and bolts. Okay, so that answers two questions. Move all these to the side. I'm liking the fact that there's spare parts. I know sometimes that's an issue, but right. So we've got spaces here too. So what are those spaces for? Okay, I can see where their slider is. Now the slider's not threaded, so that's a bolt through and through with a nut on the other side. That's easy enough to comprehend, eh? Alright. I'll put that... If I put that there, that's about the middle of the truck, I reckon. So I'm going to just put a nut on here. Now, of course, you could put the bolt through from the bottom, so you've got less stuff to catch on. But honestly, it's that high off the ground, you'd never touch it on anything. Crazy clearance with this thing. If I can hold my mouth right, we'll be in business here. Go on, drop it in there. Awesome. Awesome. Winning. Awesome. Now, I don't even know if I'll be able to use these with the Rangy, but we'll try. We will try. Like I said, I don't know how the Range Rover attaches to this chassis. I don't know if it was designed to attach to this chassis, but we will find out. We could... Right, do these up. Hans has joined us. What are we doing today? We're building the XS02, mate, so that I can pull the whole thing apart again and film it and build it. One of those bolts is longer than the other, longer than the other. How many have we got of what? This is why you've got to do this. I've used the wrong one in the front. I know it's the wrong one because it's too long. I'm guessing. Loosen that one off. So yes, I'm putting this kit together so that I can know where everything goes, so that I can pull it apart again, so that I can film where everything goes, so that I can do an instructional video on how to build it for anyone out there that builds it, because unfortunately there was no instructions with the kit. So that one can come out. And all these bolt lengths. Okay, so it's one of those. It's one of those, I reckon. Yes, yes it is. Dennis, and thanks y'all for the advice. I'll be putting it to good use. It's a pretty awesome community we've got here, mate. Love the fact that people are so willing to help each other out. It's awesome. Alright, so we do this up like so. We do this one here up like so. And all of a sudden she's starting to look a bit more like a truck. bloody good quality truck, if I'm honest. I'm quite impressed with the quality of the bits and pieces on this truck, which is good. That's how it should be. Yoink. 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 Easy. That started. Wicked. Another short one. Pop that in there. Lovely. I mean, you guys can see I've not really battled too much with it, which has been good. And obviously, if anyone buys one of these kits and you got any questions, you know you can shoot me a message and I'll do my best to help you out. It's pretty straightforward. I even think for the beginner that's probably not built anything before, I don't see them struggling too much, if I'm honest. I will put up pictures, or unless if that's if you're talking to me, Adam. But even if you're not, I will put up pictures of this. All right, receiver box. That's two little bolts. Now there's lots of little different spots here. I believe I can mount this. Probably there. Where did they put it? Run that forwards. I can't even see where they mount. Oh, they put it there, I believe. Looks like that's where they've got it, so that's where I'll put it for now. Though I would probably personally put it in a little bit further. I'll put it there, just to be different. Alright, same deal. Two bolts go through it. Flip her up on its side. Two little nuts underneath. Now the only thing I can't see, we've got 4 more spaces here and I'm not entirely sure where they go. That's the only thing I can't figure out. I'll be hunting through the extra speed pictures. It's probably for the servo, which I reckon it is actually, for the 2-speed servo. Right, before I tighten that up, I'll start the next one. So I would imagine that the little 4 little spaces there are to space the servo forwards towards the dealie, the transmission. Because like I said, the transmission is pretty damn skinny. It's pretty light too, if I'm honest. So I know it's easy. I remember when I first looked at these setups, it was like, geez, that transmission's up high. You're worried a little bit about the weight, but it's light. It's very light. Alright, let's got that one there. Tighten this one up. That's our receiver box, and then 4 of these bolts are going to do the receiver box. I would assume it is. Oh, now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the servo. That's my guess. I hope I'm correct. These receiver bolts. I don't know why companies make bolts for receiver boxes so long. That could be half that length. Let's just poke that servo cord in there like we're actually going to achieve something. There we go. All that wire can hide in there. Now again, I'm most probably not going to use this receiver box because I don't know how it's all going to work with the body I've chosen, but this is for demonstrational purposes. Are you starting or what? Yes. The nano tank. I watched the unboxing and I think I want to get this rig. I want to get into crawling trading after a hiatus from RC. What are your thoughts? Honestly, I think it's worth the money. The only fault I have about this truck is there's no instructions. And that's... I mean, instructions are a bit of a biggie. I've contacted Extra Speed and I'm trying to make online instructions a thing after the BCRC community suggested it during our unboxing stream. So I'm trying to make that a thing. I'm also filming my own how to build this truck, so give me a day or two and hopefully I'll have that all together. But yeah, look, it's a nice truck, man. It is a nice truck. The fit and finish and everything is spot on. I've not had to battle with anything. It's a really nice truck. Ozboy, hey BCRC man, love the look of the extra speed transmission. Been eyeballing one of them. Looks pretty nice, dude, if I'm honest. And it's a reverse, so your front goes one way, your back goes the other as far as drive shafts go to eliminate torque twist. Awesome. This thing's got crazy amounts of clearance. I wonder if I could swap those links around. That'll probably drop it down a bit. Put the links on the upper, which is probably how it's supposed to go. Again, I'm guessing here. I'm guessing. I will find out. I'll be taking some photos of how I've built it, and I'll be sending them to Extra Speed and saying, is this correct? Because if it is, then I know exactly how it's got to be for the video that I'm going to do. But I could swap my link and shock mount position, I believe. Oh, maybe not. No, it has to be that way. Yeah, that has to be correct. Because the links won't fit in the top part. So that's got that, and then we've got 4 bolts for our servo. Now, I'm sure I've seen here somewhere. Hello? Oh, it's in one of those little tiny bags. There we go. So there's the gear for our motor. Don't lose that, kids. This is the mount for our gear change servo. Yoink. Now we're going to guesstimate the position of this. Okay, I'll see where theirs are. Yoink. We're going to poke that up through there, like so. We're going to hold this here, and yes, direct bolting. Direct bolting. I believe this was made. I mean, the whole chassis is based on the SX10 platform, and it was made so that you can buy this transmission and easily put it straight into your SCX10, which is good. Who wants stuff? Everyone wants stuff. Go away. No offense if that was you. But I'm busy, man. Right, that bolt will go in there. Now I've got an old Traxxas servo in the drawer. I'll grab that out and we'll smash that in just to stuff and things. Now what I suggest you do, people, is you don't do what I've just done, and I'll tell you why. Because you won't be able to get the bolts into your servo. So what you do is you bolt this stuff to your servo, which I'll do in a second. You bolt this stuff to your servo, then bolt these down to your runner. Oh, Traxxas servo. I know you're in here. What's that one? That'll do. That's actually most probably what I'll use. 6 kilogram one. What are the internals of the trans like? Is it metal? No idea. Haven't opened it yet. I can find out pretty quick for you though. Can find out toot smart for you, mate. I will fire up the old RC Marts, because you can of course buy all this as a separate piece. And then I'm going to go to stuff and things, manufacturers, Extra Speed. RC Mart sells a lot of different brands. Extra Speed. What I would like to suss out, I need to loosen that off, is with those pieces spacers. Okie doke, so let's say this piece just goes, okay, so that goes there. So we put our servo this way, lovely. I don't think we'll need spacers there. By the time your servo horn comes up there, okay, that's simple enough. It's a simple one bolt goes straight onto your servo horn. Okay. So, for shits and giggles, we'll bolt this in. Right. Categories. What's it going to be under? Crawlers? 110 crawler. Be the first thing that pops up. Otherwise, I'll search V8. V8 seems to bring up a lot of stuff. All right, let's just go V8. See if that finds it. Stay. $120 US. Free shipping if you buy just that motor dealie. Okay. Must be used with this. It's got the plate number there that you need. All metal gears. They're all metal gears. By the looks of these pictures, they look to be metal. So I would say they're all metal. They look to be metal to me. It doesn't actually say there. Looks to be metal. I mean, most of what Extra Speed does is metal. I'm thinking of getting the trans. Offer you Zeus. Yep. Should be a pretty good option, I reckon, mate. Right, this one. Right, so when you install your servo on this bad boy, I need a servo horn. What did I do with... Is that still on the front? It is. I'll pinch the one off the front of the truck, because it's easy to put one on the front of a truck. Just set that there. Let me grab this off here if I can. Lovely. This is for shits and giggles, obviously, people. Are they the same tooth counts? I thought they were. Maybe they're not. Doesn't appear to be. As stated, they are all metal. There you go. You heard it here first. Okay, that one fits. A drawer of many, many, many things. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's for our servo. I'll make that assumption. I could be wrong, but that's the assumption I'm going with. If it's not for this servo, it's for the other one. But I will know where it is. Right, so you want to bolt. You want to bolt these two little servo brackets to your servo before you install your servo. Just stay there, if you wouldn't mind. Lovely. Alright. You can get the trans plate. You can get the trans and plate, but not sure about mounting hardware. It will use your factory bolts to mount, so far as I can see. I mean, look, most of us are going to have spare bolts laying around. It's not going to take much to mount it. The front uses your shock mounts, the bolts for your shock mount, and there's two bolts that hold the rear of the transmission in. So there's not much to it. I don't know if it must be used with the forward battery mount. Yep. But do you need... I don't know if you need a particular skid. Don't know. That you'd have to look into it. I can't know everything about all this stuff. It's funny how often my design for Zeus keeps evolving with all the scope. Well, and that's the fun of the hobby, man. Like, it's so easy to have all these ideas. I've cocked that up, haven't I? I have. I put it on the wrong bloody way. You know, all your ideas and stuff change so much. It's good. It's nice to have all these different options. Got to change my other mount because it's not on the correct way. This might be better than the stock 2-speed. Well, it's all metal gears. It's got a big V8 attached to the front of it, so that's something. Sure is pretty, if I'm honest. I know it does sit a bit high, but I might see if I can change that. I reckon I can. Just, obviously, if I change it, well then it's one of those things where it's like, well, you're going to lose a bit of clearance in the middle. But for me personally, it doesn't matter. This thing's got nearly 8.5 centimetres of clearance in the middle of it, which is epic. Alright, so that's that. I need to flip this one back upside down. But I'm pretty impressed, man. Like this is a nice looking kit. Like, I've no doubt if you just put a SCX, like a Lexan body on it, and went and ran it, it'd go lots of places. No doubt whatsoever. The weight is where it needs to be. The diffs are heavy. The transmission's not. You know, everything above the diffs is light. Really light. Right, flip that upside down. How it's supposed to be. Yeah. Hold her steady, mate. Hold her steady. Look at. So yeah, I'm liking this thing, man. Haven't even driven it yet, which is good. That's how it should be. So there's 4 bolts left there. What are they for? Have we got 2 spares, perhaps? Perhaps. I don't know. Right, so this is going to be transmissione side. That will go there. And then we'll use, I guess, these 2 bolts. One through here. Yoink. Hold that still with my face. Just to get that started. Where am I in relation to that? That actually wants to be the next one across, and the servo up the other way. I reckon. But for shits and giggles, we'll just install it. Michael, got to go. Did the servo mount in the axle? Yes, it did. But, I mean, when it comes down to it, there's 101... I mean, this is obviously an SCX10 style chassis. There's 101 different panhard kits you can get. And this does actually have a panhard mount on the axle. So, it's going to be pretty easy to convert it to a chassis mount should you want to go down that road. If I could just hold my mouth right. Yoink. Awesome. Now that's just on as an example because I actually need to have the servo up the other way, I think, so it reaches everything. I mean, you can have it either or. But it gives you the idea. Now I wonder if you can thread that under there. Actually, you probably go around the front underneath the transmission. Yeah, and then in there. Can I slip that in there? I can. Awesome. So that's good. There's options to make it nice and as tidy as you like. I like some nice tidy wiring. Yoink. Go on extra wire. Jump in there. So that's where we're at so far. All we've got to put on is the bumpers. I mean, that's been pretty easy. So we've got our front servo in, we've got our gear changer in, we've got the diffs installed, the drive shafts, the links are all done. The only thing really left is the bumpers, put a motor in it, ESC receiver and drive it. It's got a good bit of weight to it. It's got massive amounts of clearance. The shocks are probably a smidge stiff for my liking. I bought it for an SCX02 and you can't use it with the chassis mount. Geometry's all wrong on a chassis mount. What do you mean? You can't use... Are you saying you can't use this? Because I reckon if you had a servo mount where your servo sat on the front, that's going to limit your bumper options, but where your servo mount sits on the front, so your servo's in front of the motor here, you can maybe make it work like that, Mike? I mean, you can see now why the motor's so high. If you pay attention to where the servo is, that is legit just clearing that V8. I mean, there's a fair whack of suspension trouble there. So that sort of limits what you can do too. I will make something work. I'm having an interior in my truck. Bumpers. Let's smash on some bumpers. Try not to wreck your ear holes too much. Okie dokes. I believe both of these should be the same. Where was my other one? There. They should be the same. 2 poles, light kit, bolts, grub screws. Yep. It's a really nice trans. Just didn't fit what I wanted. It's a pain in the bum, mate. Right. 2 of those bad boys. For now, I'm going to put that in as far as it'll go. I'm not going to worry about putting the light kit in right now. I'll do it in the YouTube video, but I'm not doing it now. There's only so much stuff I want to do 15 times. Right. Could you please drop down in there? It comes up from the bottom, does it? Ugh. I wish that was in from the top. That's just my personal preference. Alright. That one there. That one there. It's an enjoyable kit in the sense of I don't have to worry about building links. I didn't have to worry about building shocks. I could just put the fun parts together. Put the wheels together, which weren't bad. I know some wheels can be a right pain in the butt. But put the wheels together, put the stuff on the thing, that's the rear bumper. You know, I got to just do the fun stuff. I might not hold my mouth straight or something. Is there longer bolts there? Am I grabbing the wrong one? There's 2 longer ones here. Let's try those. Go. Get this other one started first. That one. Shrooms has got to go. No worries, mate. Thanks very much for stopping by. I know today's wasn't a big whoop-de-doo stream, but I just wanted to get this bad boy together and see how she all comes together and how she looks. That was the goal today. That's a nice bumper. That is. Is that sitting correctly? I wonder. No, because that went with the bumper pieces. Ooh, I bet you I know what it is. Those poles are for the back ones. Yeah. I know this because my bumper's not sitting completely straight, and now I know why. Right, so here's something to pay attention to. I thought that was a touch odd. Felt a bit tight, it did. Right, so we'll take these bars back out. Now, the bars for the rear bumper are completely round. Bars for the front bumper aren't. They're squared off. And it's because of the design of the bumpers. So we put that now in the rear. Everything should fit Mickey Mouse. Now obviously if you wanted to put your light kit in, you do that before you install your bumper, because it just makes your life easy. What do you think? What do you think of the of that idea? A remotely mounted chassis mount servo? What do you mean? Where you mean mount it somewhere else along the chassis so that you can run like a cable or something? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's what it sounds like what you're talking about. Right. So now, I'll grab my little bolts here, and this will all line up perfectly as it should do. That's better. Much better. All right. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant, Dennis. You let me know, mate. Right, now we'll do the front one. Make sure I don't lose any of these bits, because otherwise my YouTube video is going to be crappy. Normally there'd be parts for this piece, but I've lost the parts. We try not to make that a thing. Yoink. Yoink that bag open. Magnetic trays, a must. You've got to have a magnetic tray. Right, so these ones, yoink, these ones are shaped, okay? That big flat piece goes at the top. So it'll fit the bumper, basically. Oh, I forgot to say, I was woken up by Marita this morning. Jim, do we want to know the rest of this story? Woke me up saying I won a Holmes revolver setup. She's a worry, mate. Eh? You probably thought the house was on fire. What's wrong? What's wrong? You won a motor for your truck. Really, woman? When I ride from my Servo, like 4-wheel steering my high lift, use that part to look like steering bolts. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where Jim was going either, Adam. That could have gone more than one way. That conversation. Guess how I was waking up this morning, fellas? No, don't tell us. PG. These streams are PG, just in case for those wondering. Alright, that's a better fit. So enjoyable. And it's just an enjoyable thing to build. Loosen that off a smidge. Lovely. Just a really enjoyable bit of gear to build. Check that out. Sorry, I forgot it was on close-up cam. Well, had to build anticipation for the laugh. Well, it worked. It worked, yeah. No more. So I think that's pretty much her. Now I know I've got the body pins here and that sort of jazz, but I'm not stressing on those too much. So obviously you can install your body pins there for whatever body that you're going to run on it. Dump the big forward on it. There you go. Now this body's actually rather long on the back. I'll tell you what though. You'd nearly make that bumper go back far enough to make that work. That body's sort of got to come forwards a smidge. I'm not putting this body on it, but that there is quite a nice bit of gear. Quite a nice bit of gear indeed. So the only thing I really didn't like about the whole kit was there's no instructions, which is a bit There should be instructions. I like that, man. I don't like the noise that the shock, the middle shock retainers make when they touch the shock body. Other than that, that's it. I quite like this truck. Looks like we're going to have a decent steering angle on it. I couldn't tell you exactly what it is. I would imagine it's around 45 degrees. That is a stunning bit of kit. That's a nice truck. That's where I want it. I want it down like that. Where is? Bear with me. Let me grab my old Rangy that was a 3D printed one that the paint went to crap on that I have to redo. There you go. Jacked up Range Rover. One day I will do something with this body. There you go, Rangy. What do you reckon? So you can see the look I was going for with the Range Rover, but unfortunately it didn't pan out as I'd liked. Looks like we've got a bloody delay going again. Not good, man. Let me change. Pain in the bum. Turn that off. Turn that on. Do that. Turn that off. Turn that on. Anyway. That's a really nice chassis. Really, really nice. I quite like that. Now, I know there's no instructions. I'm going to do my own video on how to put it together. I've already started filming it. It's easy to build. As soon as you figure out where a few of the bolts go, the rest of it's easy. Is it worth the money? I reckon. I reckon it is. There's a lot of metal on this truck. All the machining quality's been brilliant. I expected nothing less. I mean, Extra Speed makes some really nice gear. Unless you've had Extra Speed stuff before, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. And that's not taking the piss out of anyone. Is it the body I unboxed yesterday? No, that's an old 3D printed body I've had laying around for ages, Hans. So this is your basic setup. I've still got to flip that servo over so I can mount my little gear changer to it. So it'll be the simple 2-speed. This is quite nice, man. Like I say, the only thing I don't like, this little retainer here, it's such a snug fit that it rubs on the shock body. It just gives you that little bit of a noise, but I'm sure once it's got the body and all that on it and everything starts moving around. Come on, move this out of the way so I don't drop all my nuts and bolts everywhere. I'm sure once it's all set up proper, that'd be pretty Mickey Mouse and you won't even notice it. It's got plenty of flex. Flex isn't everything, but I'm just, I know some people out there really do care about it. Like, that's got heaps of flex, really. Heaps. How much flex do you need? I really quite like that truck, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see if I can make this Range Rover work on it. I really hope I can. I know I can make just the body work. That's easy. But ideally, I really want to have the full interior in it. So, cross your fingers. I don't know exactly how far, where this dash is going to sit. I tell you what, it might work. It may be. Hopefully, it's designed to fit this. You'd never hear it when running. Exactly right, Jay. Exactly right, mate. And look, truth be told, once they've been used a bit, that'll most likely smooth out a bit. Jim Spencer's here. Hello, Jim. Once it's been used a bit, it'll most likely quieten down anyway. Even how this is designed, with a little bit of editing, I reckon we can make it work. I don't want to pull all the stuff out of this box again. If I can help it. I mean, this interior is designed to be used with the TRX4 as well, so there's got to be options. The interiors are out of stock. Shouldn't be too long. If you really want to get one and you want to get the interior too, let me know and I will personally pester and find out when they're coming back. So I assume that'll have to go over there somehow. Again, guessing here. But that looks like cutouts for the shock holes for me. The shock towers, rather. Get rid of the receiver box. Maybe have that sitting down as low as the servo. I don't know. We'll have to work it out. Even if worst case, I have to have the battery in the back of the car, I'm happy with that. I don't mind. I'll just run a small pack in it. Look for that interior. If we could not find any... It is on there. It's just out of stock. You're back okay. Not really? I generally smash a couple of Nurophens before I start a stream, but they don't do much. But anyway, it's just I wanted to show you guys this. I was going to try and sit down and do a bit of it anyway. I reckon I can make this work. I reckon. I hope I can. I really hope I can. So many parts in this box. Right. Just for the lols. Just for the lols. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be running this bumper with this body, so that's sort of going to throw us off a bit too, but... That there. I wonder if I can set it up so I can bolt it to the sliders. I bet you I can. Get rid of the extra... You can barely see it. Get rid of this extra little piece here. And have it set up. The range is long. The range is well long. I've got to lower it too because that's too high for my liking. But I reckon, looking at that, I reckon I can make that work. The dashboard, oh, actually, this will be a good test. The dashboard, I believe, slides into, I want to say it slides into there. Because it does. Right, so that slides in here. I don't know how far it slides in. That far. If that's where that's going to sit, that may just work. So there's the bottom of our dash. That may just work. I'll ditch the receiver box. The electrics can go wherever. I'll hide them under the bonnet somewhere. But that may just actually work. It's all going to depend with how well that how well the floor lines up with that piece. I'll get rid of that receiver box. I reckon that'll work, fellas. I reckon it will. I reckon. These RC cars, I just joined. What's your building? I'm just, at the moment, I'm just messing around. I've finished building the XS02 chassis from Xtra Speed, which is wicked. I love it. It's awesome. So I'm now just stuffing around with seeing how well stuff's going to fit. I'm not too far from calling it a day because my back's already going. But I just wanted to get a rough idea of how well stuff's going to fit. Now, another option I do have is I can actually mount these side plates upside down, which will drop them all lower. Now, I know that's going to change where my servo sits, but I'm sure I can work something out there. I can mount the servo further back. There's options, man. I like the chassis. It's got options. Trust and courage. What are you on about, Andrew? So if you want a chassis that will take a Lex and body straight off the bat and is a bloody nice looking bit of kit, can recommend. That's a nice chassis. I've got some 100mm tyres. I've got some Range Rover wheels, which I can smash on. That'll drop it down a bit. Those aren't popular here, but I want to build one. Where's here, mate? Andrew asked the same thing. Where's here? There should be no such thing as they aren't popular here. Certain, things should just be popular everywhere. If it's a crawler, and you got mates that love crawling, shit should be popular. I mean, this is a nice bit of kit, so I don't see this not being popular anywhere. The diffs are just bloody gorgeous. Gorgeous. No, Lexon, the chassis deserves a hard body. Well, that's true. It does. But I'm sure there's people out there that'd be just as happy to smash a Lexon body on it at them. And if they do, I mean, good on them. It's a nice chassis to do it with. It's, quick and easy. And that way, too, you know that you've got... I need my... Yes. you know you've got a good basis under your Enduro's King. You're clearly new here, aren't you, sir? Either that or you've just joined the stream to take the piss, which I just find hilarious. I expect people to join the stream to take the piss because people don't like the facts. Have you got an Enduro RC cars? Right. Yeah, you're in the wrong place for Enduros here. And that's only because I was honest about it. But it's cool, man. Don't take abuse. Swing it. Many have tried. Okay, so that goes like that. Get rid of the battery tray. I'll have to suss out how it all goes, but that's fine. Well, and that's the thing. What's popular and what's actually good are two completely different things, mate. So don't think we're all just a bunch of clowns. We're not here just to take the piss out of you. But smoke and mirrors, mate. Smoke and mirrors. So they'll need to be changed, which is easily edited. I'm going to just cut out a little section there, I think. Yes, I can cut that out. Cut a little spot out there so I can drop that down. There may be some sort of trick where you don't have to cut it out, but I'll do it anyway. So if I get rid of the battery tray, flip the runners upside down, that'll give me a bit more height. I think we're going to be pretty sweet. Have a TRX4 Sport, SCX02 and Enduro. And which one do you think is the best out of those three? Your honest opinion, which do you think is the best out of those three? That could work. Let me take out, I think it's just these two. Isn't that body made for that chassis? No. Made to fit lots of different chassis. How does everyone feel about the Vanquish? I was thinking about that next. It's expensive for what I would call an upgraded SCX10. That's just my personal opinion. I'm sure there's others that will disagree, which is fine. I've got one of our members has got like 2 or 3 of them, and he just buys them because he loves them. So when it comes down to it, dude, buy whatever you want to buy, as long as you enjoy it. That's the most important thing. Just I wasn't a fan of the Enduro at all because it's just not worth the money they ask for it. You're more than welcome to go back and watch the previous streams. You can't miss them. You can't miss them. Save that money, RC. Get a Cross SU4C. Marita says Vanquish is so overrated. If I could only keep one, I'd keep the TRX4. You know what? I'm on board with you. I like the SCX10 too, just fine. It's a great truck. But the TRX4, in my opinion, is better value for the money. So I'm on board with you there, definitely. The whole biggest thing for me with Vanquish is, for ages and ages and ages, everyone flogged the lines of buy American made. Vanquish is American made, best you'll get. If you look closely on a lot of their packages, it says made in Taiwan. And not only that, I'm not American. So it doesn't mean American made means zero to me, okay? I know there's a lot of people that will buy stuff based on the whole pride thing with buy American made. But yeah, I'll look into the Cross. I want to make sure local hobby shops have parts. What you want to do, RC Cars, is look up crossrc.us on Facebook. Well, crossrc.us on Facebook, all one word. There's a guy that runs that called Robert Mazza. He has all the spare parts you want and can get, and will get what you haven't got or need. So if you want to buy Cross stuff, all the w's.crossrc.us. That's where you go. That's the only place you go, in my opinion. I've got like 9 or 10, I can't remember now, Cross trucks, and I always buy them from the same guy, and that's the fellow I just told you about. And I'm in Australia, so I'm paying like $100 post for a truck. And that's $100 US for those of you playing at home. But anyways, all that aside, I reckon if I flip those, I'm not doing it now because my back's killing me. If I flip my runners upside down, I will be able to mount the body, possibly just keep the runners. I don't know where I'm going to mount the body, but I'll mount it. I may even 3D print some form of mount, so it's as simple as 4 bolts, the whole thing comes off with the interior attached. Ideally, that's what I'd like to do. Thanks for the tip. My pleasure, dude. That's a part of the reason why we're here. The other part is to talk smack and play with RCs. A-Main does stock them too. I mean, there's lots of places now that are starting to stock Cross stuff, and they should, because Cross are awesome trucks, dude. These Extra Speed are awesome trucks. I love the Extra Speed stuff too. We're going to need some tiny tyres on this, boys. We might have to go... I'm not taking them off now, I'm just doing it now. Where weren't you allowed to plug Cross RCUS, Dennis? Jim, my wife and me want at least one Cross and one, and possibly this Extra Speed build. Get the Cross. If you're going to get one, get the SU4C. Okay? Use the BCRC code, get your discount off it. The Extra Speed truck's brilliant. Honestly, it's gorgeous. I said the other day, I'll put my battery tray back in so it looks like it's what it's supposed to look like. I said the other day that if you buy a truck, you should be able to just sit there and appreciate what you've bought. Okay? Now, I know I can do that with all my Cross trucks. Where's that bolted in? That bolted in there. I can do that with all my Cross trucks. I can do that with my Extra Speed trucks. This is not the first Extra Speed truck I've had. I've got a Camel truck sitting over there that's all Extra Speed. And that was sort of part of my goal with this truck too. I wanted it to be all Extra Speed. Because Extra Speed make good gear. Lovely. Look out. Junks has dropped to 30. That's all you get out of me today, you bastard. Thank you, Andrew. You're a bloody champion, mate. It's very much appreciated. It puts us one step closer to getting the Cross RC SU4C to give away, which I'm pumped about. I want to give it away. I love mine, and I know whoever wins one are going to love theirs too. They're awesome trucks. So there she is. Let me just move all this extra stuff aside. I wasn't going to get all this extra stuff out, but I sort of knew I couldn't help myself. I better put me, just quickly, I'll put my little receiver back in. It's very much appreciated, Andrew. You're a bloody champion. Bloody champion. It means a lot when people donate towards the streams. It helps us achieve our goals. And it's never a bad goal if the goal's giving away some trucks. Right, where did I have that? There. I'll just pop this back in so when I take my photos it looks how it's supposed to look. Alright. If you'd like to start for me, Bolt, that'd be lovely. Am I not holding my mouth right? I mustn't be. I thought that started. Ugh. Right. Stay still. Okay, started that time. We're winning. Timberwolf, I had an SU4C. Johnny's right. They are awesome on 1.55s. I mean, you can run them on 1.9s. I just had to put mine on 1.55s. And I said to Dennis, if you get one, you have to put it on 1.55s. There it is. Staring me right in the face. They're awesome trucks. And just so you know, RC cars, when I talk about the Enduros, I unboxed 2 of them here. 2 of them. And did yours have any scratches on the body when you got it out of the box? Like, I'm not just talking smack about Enduros just for the sake of it. I spent a lot of time and effort making sure the ones that we were giving away are as good a quality as they can be, because I felt that what came out of the box wasn't as good as it should have been. So that's why I like to ask people. Right, that can go in there and just look all pretty. That too can go in there and look all pretty. Wicked. Now remember, if you get this chassis, this is a 2-speed transmission, so you're going to need at least a 3-channel radio. And lovely. Alright. So somehow we've nearly managed to do 2 hours again. It's good though. Like I have people message me after the streams and little comment on the videos after they're uploaded and say, I love that your streams are there, so when I finish work I can, you know, make myself some dinner, sit down with my dinner and a nice beverage and watch the stream, see what you've been up to. I know some people haven't got the patience for a 2-hour live stream, but that's generally speaking what live streams are. Live streams aren't a 5-minute video. It's just a chance to enjoy what you're doing. That's a good looking truck. I like the Demon SG4C body. It's crazy, man. The SG4C is the most popular of the Demons, and it was the first Demon that they released. The SG4C is awesome, though. For those that are wondering, if you go to allthews.crossrc.us and you put in BCRC at checkout when you buy an SU4C, you can get $70 off, which makes that truck extremely cheap. But you're going to need to be quick, because at the end of August that code stops. So, oh, these bolts are ridiculously long. Right, so far as I can tell, I built the Enduro kit. Well, good on you, because the Enduro kit, if it's built by you, is going to be much better built than the RTRs. Put a 66 Bronco body on it. Nice, I like a Bronco. I'm a fan of the Broncos. I nearly stabbed myself in the hand. All a part of the fun, as they say. Better put my little toe itch in. This came with the truck. I didn't buy this extra. This is just a part of the goodies. Andrew, my old Futaba 3 channel is almost 10 years old. Well, I'll be using my GT5 with this. I mean, it just makes sense. So I'll be using that. You know what else is ridiculously long? PG, Andrew. I know that's not what your missus said. Yoink. And that goes lovely. I love the fact that it comes with the bloody tow bar. It's awesome. And in she goes. So there you have it. The thing and the stuff. Ugh. I quite like that. I really do. That's a nice kit. That is a nice kit. Now I had 4 spaces left. I'd be tempted to use those on the bottom of the shocks to space them out, but I don't think it'd work with the front, so no. But there she is. That's the XS02 chassis by Xtra Speed, and it is damn nice, if I'm honest. The wheels are bloody stunning. The machine quality on everything's brilliant. Nothing shy of brilliant. Cost $399 US. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, I do. I really do. The only fault I can find is it's got no instructions, which is annoying. But give me a couple of days, I'll have a video out that teaches you how to do the whole thing. That's a gorgeous bit of kit. When you buy something, you should be proud of it. You should look at it and go, I love my truck, look at it. Looks good. And that's how I look at this truck here. It is a really, really nice truck. Well done, Xtra Speed, I'd say. I've had Xtra Speed stuff in the past. I will buy it again in the future, because look at it. The machine quality is sensational. This chassis, you're not going to It's not pricey. Not pricey. I know it's easy to think that, but it's just not. Got to figure out how to control my winch on. What are you controlling your winch on, Jane? When you look at what you get for this truck, it's not pricey. It's actually very well priced. I quite like that. I wonder why she was sitting up a bit one side. But why my shocker's all the way up. Lovely. Oh, that's better. That's not bad at all. Even with the Lexan body, I reckon you'd be pretty Mickey Mouse with that. And I think with a hard body on it, it's going to be awesome. These may give... talking about Spectrum gear is pricey, Andrew. Sorry. Yes, Spectrum gear is pricey. $70 for one 6-channel receiver? Don't think so. Not sure how to make my GT5 work my winch without an extra controller. Channel 4. You'll still need your winch controller. Unless you run an extra tiny little ESC in the channel 4, because channel 4 is a 3-way switch, so you can have the middles off, forward, back. I quite like that. That's a nice chassis. This may get annoying. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Everywhere you go. Just put a Hilux body on it. That'll sort that right out. Okay? They're pretty good at rattling. The Xtra Speed XS02 final verdicts. Yes, recommend you buy one if you want to go and get yourself a nice, simple, easy kit that's got all the fun stuff. 2-speed, brilliantly machined parts all round. It's even got the little diff guards on there. It's gorgeous. The coating on everything. Like, I love the fact that the steering arms are blacked out. That's going to help for your scale photos, things like that. Gorgeous truck. Easy to build, which is nice, even without instructions, which is even nicer. Hopefully Xtra Speed listens to what I said about you guys suggesting that there should be instructions as a downloadable thing. I quite like that truck. That's good. That's really good. I like that. It's really nice. Well, Dennis is off, so I'm going to bugger off too then. Alright guys. I thank you very much for watching the stream. It's very much appreciated. Again, Andrew, you're a bloody champion for your donation, mate. Means a lot. It really does. Stay tuned. We're gonna do nothing tomorrow because I've got a doctor's appointment. But later on this week, we'll unbox the Venture HPI builder's kit. We'll unbox that. I'll try and put some of this body together over the next few days and show you how that's going to mount. Nothing on the printer tonight? No. I've got to design some more stuff. I'm trying to rest up my back, man. My back's shagged. I slipped a piece of red heat shrink on my hooks. Good idea. That'll take out the tinniness of it and just make it a little sort of a that as opposed to that. I could possibly tighten the hooks up a bit, but I don't want to over tighten them and break them. Nice truck. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Give it a like, give it a share, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching the BCRC live stream, and we shall see you on the next one.